Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time. Today we're going to be working on the second part of March 2019 for my Project Life album. Now, when I recorded this, I wasn't sure if I was going to be splitting this up or having all 4 spreads in one video, but that seemed kind of long, so this video picks up near the end of our trip to the Swiss Alps. On this sunny morning, my husband and I tried our hand at snowshoeing, so that's what this spread is about. I found a filler card with pine trees, and since we were around so many, I thought it fit perfectly. I used the gold alphas from American Crafts that I got at Target for the title for this page. We rented our equipment at the store near the apartment where we were staying, and we went to the beginning of the trail. The scenery was beautiful. We came across a little creek. The snowshoeing was fun, but it was also a little bit challenging because the snow had already started to melt. So the snow was compacting and it was really heavy, so my snowshoes and boots were kept getting stuck in the snow. So that wasn't fun at all. But we'll definitely give it a try should the opportunity arise once again, but hopefully this time it'll be on fluffy snow. This little cutout I'm using is from Simple Stories, the I Am Ephemera, and I added a gold Felicity Jane heart to go along with the gold on these spreads. Next, I'm going to be adding some stamping. This stamp set is from Feed Your Craft and it's called Ready to Roam. I also used this in my previous spread. I'm going to stamp the phrase "enjoying the sights" after I finish prepping the stamp with an eraser. I'm stamping it on vellum using black StazOn ink. Honestly, I should have just given up after the first one, but I'm stubborn in that way. I wanted it to be perfect. I ended up picking the first one, and then I trimmed it down to size and attached it with the tiny attacher. The spread is looking a little bare, so I wanted to add some more journaling to one of the photos. I used a precision pen, which kind of failed me at the beginning, but I just loved it. Moving on to the next page, I'm going to be creating a little title card for our hiking outing. I was thinking about putting the name of the place where we went hiking. I can't pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try, but I didn't have enough alphas. Not the bigger gold ones, and not the ones with that were half gray and half gold. So I decided to use the same gold alphas that I used on the opposite spread. I didn't have enough alphas here either to write out the name, so I just went with hiking since I had gone with snowshoeing on the other page. And man, that G was really giving me a hard time. Let's add the date using the One Canoe 2 roller date stamp with Moonlight White Brilliance ink. And a little bit of journaling with a white Uniball Signo pen. And we gotta make sure that it's dry before it goes in the pocket. The photos on the top row and the one on the left side and the middle row are from our trip home. The photo that we're going to be working on next was taken at a train station during one of our train changes. I'm going to be using the Let's Go stamp from Kelly Purkey's Travel Word stamp set and Home from Carrie Bradford's Home stamp set. I'm putting them on the stamp block right aligned since it's going to go on the right side of the photo. The Let's Go was a little too far on the right, so I moved it a touch to the left. So I'm going to stamp it on vellum, and I'm just gonna skip to cutting it out. The Eiffel scissors weren't sharp enough or long enough, so I had to pull out the big guns, which were my gold scissors. And then I stapled it onto the photo. It feels like something's missing, and I can be really indecisive about what embellishments to put on spreads, so it really helped me to put both spreads side by side, even if there's going to be something in between them. This way I can see better what's missing and what will be too much. I remembered I had these cute chipboard circles from Felicity Jane and started to play with them. I'm really liking the note to self chipboard for the photo with my traveler's notebook. I was jotting down some of the details from our trip on the train ride. The chipboard that says fun for snowshoeing, despite it not being fun at all times, and the right now chipboard for the photo from our hike. I had one solo heart on this spread, and I wanted to see if I could work more in there. The hearts that have the white border are from Felicity Jane, and the blue ones are from Studio Calico, but I stuck them in the same container because they fit and it was just easier that way. Now I'm going to separate the two photos that are printed on the 4x6 sheet. This is because they blend in together when they're side by side. So I'm putting the photo with the boots in the middle and the one with the creek on the right side because the logs kind of look like they're pointing outwards. Now I'm finalizing the positions of the chipboard circles and removed the heart because it felt out of place. I'm using my Tombow adhesive to attach them to the outside of the pockets. On to the next page, and I'm playing around with some stamps. They're the Feed Your Craft Ready to Roam set. They say exploring and around town, and I put them together because these two spreads are about exploring the city that we live in. It is called Kaiserslautern. I haven't picked out the cards that I want to use here, which is the part that takes me the longest. I want to go with something simple, so I picked the one with the red dots. I always think there's going to be a better journal card out there, so I checked the stack of 4x6s to see if there's a better fit, but I don't like anything. I checked my stamps some more to see if there's anything else that will jump at me, but I decided to stick with exploring around town, and I'm thinking instead of my usual gray, I'll go with a green. So I tried Versamagic ink in tea leaves, and I forgot to stamp the photo directly on the mat so it doesn't turn out. I tried fixing it by just stamping around town and seeing how that looks, and I hate it, so it's back to square one. I'm liking this card with the green plus signs, and I think I'm ready to try again. I changed my mind again. I thought perhaps I could fix this card, especially since I just ruined the back. There's nothing a little sticker can't fix, and this globe one was just absolutely perfect to cover up my mistake. It is from the Posh Combo Cardboard Stickers by Simple Stories. The card with the green plus signs is still sticking around because I like how it goes next to the florals. Back to the gray ink we go, and this time it's Kelly Purkey's Urban Ink Pad. I stamped exploring around town on some white cardstock and I cut it down to size. I stapled it using the tiny attacher, and I gotta admit, I definitely like this better than the original plan, so I guess it was a happy mistake. These two 4x6 photos are from flowers in our neighborhood. My husband and I went for a walk and spring was in the air. Let's Wander is also from the Feed Your Craft Ready to Roam set. The roller date stamp is from One Canoe 2, and it came with like a floral plate around the date, and I removed it. I believe it was Amy Gretchen who suggested it, but I could be wrong. I added a little bit of journaling on the card and put it back in its pocket. Time to pick out some more journal cards. This coral card is calling my name, so that one is sticking around. I was thinking I wanted to do another pink one, but I wasn't too sure about the Today's Adventure one because I didn't like all that blank space. To me, it seemed like there should be a photo in there. So I went with the gray one. I'm adding the date and journaling about the street food festival we went to. This is a photo of the sushi plate that I got and it was so good. I would like to add a stamp to the photo, and this is also by Feed Your Craft and it's called the Let's Eat set. I put the journal card back in its pocket and I chose the word delicious for the photo. When I went to get the photo out, I realized that I hadn't taped the two 3x4 photos together and I don't want them shifting around in their pocket. The photos without borders are ones that I had printed at Persnickety, and I forgot how slick the paper is compared to the ones that I print at home. So the stamp slipped a little bit and I wanted to reprint it again, but this time with borders since I do prefer with borders, and success. After it dried out, I put it in its pocket. In our city, there is a Japanese garden and it had just opened for the season, so we went to check it out. I really wanted to see it all, but especially the almond and cherry blossoms. I put the Bloom Heart chipboard sticker from Ali Edwards' Story by the Month kit from March 2019 and a little journaling, and then finished it off with the date. Princess Maya is just looking so cute at the top of her tower looking down upon us, and I had to add some hearts to the photo to fill up some of that extra white space. The chipboard stickers that I didn't use are from Studio Calico, but I went with my favorites, which are from Felicity Jane. Let's rewind back to Switzerland, and I took some photos from the view from our balcony pretty much every day. So I printed out some that I thought that I would like to add to this spread. So the one that says Winter Wonderland is from last week's video. I printed these 6x8 photos on 8.5 by 11 Kirkland photo paper, so that is the Costco brand, and I printed them on the Canon Pixma Pro 100. I got it at B&H Photo when I was still in the States, and it was a really good deal with the rebates. So if you're in the market for one, be sure to check them out and just wait it out, because I think I got a $200 or was it a $300 rebate? It was crazy. So the printer ended up being like $100. And because I'm going to add the date on both sides this time, as opposed to the post-it tabs that I used last week, which, you know, you can only really write on one side because they're see-through. So I'm gonna use the Avery index tabs. Hey guys, it's back to real time now, back in May of 2020, and I just wanted to touch base real quick about a couple of things that I mentioned in the video that I didn't really point out clearly. So for example, these photos that I took almost every day from the balcony, basically just the different views, and then on our last day it was super sunny, so at this time I didn't capture the balcony here because it wasn't something that I was thinking about when I took the photos. So that's that. We'll put these back in a second. And then over here, this is what I meant by the logs pointing outwards. And then over here, I decided to add a couple of stickers while I was editing this. And basically it's this Let's Eat sticker, and this is from the Foodie collection of Ali Edwards. And then this one over here is it says Hello Garden, and this is by Ali Edwards also, Stories by the Month of April of 2019. And yeah, I wish, you know, that I could have swapped these out, or that I had seen this one, because it would have been perfect right here, you know, Hello Garden, since we were visiting the Japanese garden, but I didn't. And I thought about maybe switching them out anyway, but this one is slightly bigger than this one, so the cardboard definitely would have stuck on there. The chipboard, the backing of the chipboard, because it's really glued on there. And I really like this gray card, so I decided to just leave it as it was. And yeah, that is all that I wanted to point out, just to let you guys see it before I go ahead and add it in the blog. The photos of this will be on there, as well as the list of the items that I used. A lot of these things are old, so you might not be able to get them, but you know, there are Facebook groups where you can buy old stuff, and there's Etsy, so it's worth taking a look if you really want something. Okay, back to the good microphone. I forgot to add that sometimes you can find the digital versions of things that are older. Thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, etc., etc. See you next time.